box size that is perfect for your yarn thickness. I'm gonna use 3mm hook, and yeah, first I'm gonna start with the base. So this is the base. We're gonna start working on the base, and then we're gonna go zigzagly upwards. My piece are gonna grow upwards naturally. So let's start. First you're gonna grab onto your current color. Like my current color is the dark pink color, and I'm gonna make a slip knot into it. So to make a slip knot, I'm gonna point up my left hand and grab onto this yarn end while using these two fingers, and I'm gonna twist my two fingers, and I'm gonna hold this yarn end while using my thumb and just pull everything. So this is the normal way how I make my slip knot, and pull it tightly. And then you're gonna slide your hook through this loop and just tie the loop. And then how I'm gonna hold on to my piece is just like I'm grabbing it around my pinky once, and I'm gonna rest it on top of my ring finger, and I'm going behind my index finger, and I'm gonna hold onto my piece with my middle finger and thumb. So like this, I'm holding onto my materials, and for the hook there's nothing really special. I'm just holding it how I'm writing. So first we're gonna start by chaining. So to determine the number of the chain we'll be making is this. So first you're gonna count onto the box that how many boxes you had. This little thing over here is also a proper box, but it's shrunk. So you're gonna count the boxes that how many boxes you had. The number of the boxes will determine this chain and the stitches. So first you're gonna count onto your boxes that are on the base. So this is the base of my pixel grid. I'm gonna count it from here till the end, that how many boxes I had, and then after I'm gonna chain the number of my boxes. So first you count your boxes, that how many boxes you had onto your base. So I have total of 28 boxes, and I'm gonna chain 28 now. So now to chain, we're gonna yarn over on the working yarn. So to yarn over, bring your hook on back over on top of the working yarn and pull through the loop on our hook. So like this. Now this is our first chain, and now let's move on to the second. So yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook, and we're gonna continue doing this until we have a total of 28 boxes, or what's your base number over here of the chain. So just count it as your desired thing, that how many boxes you have on your pixel grid's base. So this is my third chain, and I need to make more to have a total of 28. So let's make the fourth one. Yarn over on the working yarn, pull through the loop on our hook, and then again yarn over on the working yarn, pull through the loop on our hook, yarn over on the working yarn, pull through the loop on our hook, and just go on, continue making the chain. There will be the exact number of the base boxes over here. So just continue chaining until you reach your desired length. I've made a total of 28 chains, and we need to check it well so that we get properly clear that yeah, we have a great number, that exact number of the boxes that is our pixel grid over here. So the right box number. So first now we're gonna count onto our chains. So count it from the slip knot or from the bottom of your hook. So I'm gonna count it till the end. Now I have the right amount of boxes over here, means the chains over here, and now let's just say that we have one extra chain onto our piece to give the height to our actual stitch. This row is not the chain row. The part where we chained is not as count as a row. So now we're gonna do the actual work. So first you chain over here, you chained till the end, from the beginning till the end over here, and now you're gonna start that. And then after we're gonna chain one again and move on to this side, so it's kind of zigzag thing over here, but the chain is not count as a box over here. So first we're gonna start making the single crochet one. So the reason we make the one extra chain is to give the height to single crochet. So we're gonna skip the first chain, the chain which is below the loop on our hook. This chain we're gonna skip this, and then one below it is the second. We're gonna insert our hook into the second chain, and then after inserting I'm gonna yarn under. So bring my hook on top of the working yarn and pull through the stitch. Now I've got 2 loops left on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over again, pull through both loops that are left on my hook. So this is my first single crochet, means that I've made my first box over here as well. So I'm gonna continue doing this. Yarn, insert your hook into the next stitch, next chain over here. Yarn under the working yarn, pull through the stitch. Now I got 2 loops left on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over, pull through both loops that are left on my hook, like this. And now let's continue. Insert your hook into the next chain, yarn under, pull through. Now I've got 2 loops left on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over again, pull through both loops that are left on my hook, and I'm gonna continue making these single crochets all across my chain. So until I reach the end, just place 1 single crochet into each and every chain. So insert your hook into this chain, yarn under, pull through. Now I got 2 loops left on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over, pull through both loops that are left on my hook. And so this is our single crochet that will look like this, and I'm gonna continue doing this until I reach the end part. I'm done making my first row of boxes, and so you have a curl over here. This is normal, they will end after you make more rows, so don't worry about the curl. And now after the last stitch, you're gonna chain one, and then after you're gonna flip your work. So, and now you're gonna insert your hook into the last stitch. So you can see a behavior here. This is our chain one, and the one below it, this is the last stitch. You're gonna go through it, so you can see holes over here. These are the stitches, or you can also see it from above to make it more clear. You're going through hole V this time. Then after inserting, you're gonna yarn under, pull through, and you got this on your hook. You're gonna yarn over, pull through both loops that are on your hook, and just place 1 normal single crochet as you do. And now you can see that we are going it in a zigzag shape. So first we make a single crochet row that go this way, and then we chain one, move over here, and now we're gonna go this way. And then after this we're gonna again chain one and gonna go this way. So this is the of the pencil blade. We're gonna go in a hexagonal shape, so like a snake moving like this. We are over here, we chain one over here, and we are over here. We're gonna continue doing this until we reach the end, and when we reach the end, we're gonna chain one again, we move upwards, and we're gonna continue doing this like this. So this is how we're gonna move on to the length. So grab onto your working yarn again and insert your hook into the next stitch. So next we can see it from the above like this, or you can see it from here. There are holes. You're gonna insert your hook into this hole. Make sure that you're going through hole B, and then after inserting, you're gonna yarn under the stitch. Now you got 2 loops left on your hook. You're gonna yarn over again, pull through both loops, and just place 1 single crochet all across until you reach the end. So you can see a curved stitch over here. This is the first stitch as well. You're gonna insert your hook into it as well. So make 1 single crochet all across until you reach the end. And after, you're just gonna continue making single crochets all across. But after the last stitch, as usual, you're gonna chain one, flip your work, and do single crochets, and just you're going through hole V over here, hole stitch, or you can also see the holes. So to make it a pixel grid shape, you're over here in the row, and then after you're gonna chain one. Let's look at it. So you complete this row, you chain one, move upwards and go this way, and then after you reach the last stitch, which is the last stitch of the second round, you're gonna chain one again and move upwards and go this direction, so like this, and you're gonna continue making that how many rows you have on the base. So just chain one, flip your work and make single crochets all across until you reach your desired length of the base boxes. So I have 3 rows of white boxes. Don't count these one, I'm gonna tell you about these ones later. Just make these 3 boxes. I'm just giving an example of mine, but your may be different from it, so just make it the base, and then after I'm gonna meet you when I'm done with my base. So I'm just gonna make one more round after this one. So just to make more clear, I'm done making my second row, and then now I'm just gonna chain one again, and I'm gonna flip my work and just place single crochets all across. This is my last row as well of the base part, so the dark pink part, and then next I'm gonna switch to the light pink part, and I'm gonna show you next that how I'm gonna do that. So I'm just placing one single crochet, you can see, all across, and where I'm placing, I'm just going through the whole V over here. You can also look it from the top or just see the holes, go through the holes. I place one single crochet into the hole, and then you can see the next hook. This is our second stitch from this one. I'm gonna place my one more single crochet into the next one. So I'm just gonna continue doing this all across until I reach the ends, and I'm sure that everybody had got the hang of the pixel grid pattern and the stitches that we made. But if you forgot how to make it, you can always rewatch the first parts where I demonstrated everything really slowly within really detail. So don't worry if you forgot, just rewatch the first parts and make your. So now I'm gonna meet you when I'm done with this row. So now I'm done making the base part, and you can see the curd is ending now. So I'm gonna start working with the color change part, which is this part. So you can see I'm done with my third row, so I'm over here, and then I'm gonna chain one again and continue making the white boxes, which means that I have dark pink one. So I'm gonna continue making the dark pink boxes until I reach this part, which is purple one, but for me it's the dark pink color, light pink one. So I'm gonna count that how many boxes I have before the colored chain part. So the white boxes I have before the purple part, I'm gonna count them and just make them until I reach the purple part. So just count the boxes before the colored part, the colored chain part. So count your boxes now. I have to roll 13 boxes, and I'm gonna 14. So I'm gonna continue making the dark pink stitches, 14 dark pink stitches. So chain one, flip your work and just make 14 of them, but let's just say that we're gonna make 13 because we're gonna change the color into the 14th stitch. So make just 13 single crochets with your current color or which of the number you have for this pixel grid, so that what design you chose. Just continue making single crochets until you reach your desired length. I have 14, and then I'm gonna make 13 of them. So like this, I'm gonna continue doing this all across until I reach the 13th single crochet stitch. So now I made my 13th stitch, and now I'm gonna insert my last single crochet with the dark pink color, so yarn under, pull through. But we're not gonna pull through both loops again, we're gonna cross off our yarn instead, and then we're gonna grab onto the next color, which is my light pink, but your might be different from me. So we're gonna create a loop over here, so like this, and then after we're gonna adjust the loop to the size of our hook like this, and then after this you're just gonna pull through the left of the two loops that is from your dark pink color. So just or you can easily hold on to the next color, which is your dark light pink one, with your these two fingers, and then you're gonna yarn over on the current yarn, which is the working yarn next color, and then after yarning over, you're gonna pull through these two loops of the old one, so the dark pink one, pull through them, and now you can just bring this yarn towards the facing point that is facing you, and like this, and just pull this. So now you're gonna make the carry on method. So to make the carry on method, you're gonna insert your hook into the next stitch, and now you're gonna determine the color of your purple boxes. So I have a total of 5 purple boxes. I'm gonna make 5 purple boxes over here, so let's just make them. Insert your hook. So now insert your hook into the stitch, and both of the yarn tail of this color, of your current color, and the yarn of your old color, the dark pink color, is always on top of your hook, but on the side which is facing you over here. This is called the carry on method, and then after you're gonna insert a single crochet. Just place single crochet. So this is my first one, and I'm gonna place my 4 moves. So insert my hook to the next stitch. I'm carrying on onto the other yarn tail and the old color, and I'm just placing 1 single crochet all across. So you can see a color change over here, like this. And now I need to make 2 more. So make 2 more of them, and I've reached my 4th. So I'm gonna insert my hook into the last stitch, like the next stitch, and I'm gonna yarn under, pull through, but I'm not gonna pull through 2 loops again. Instead, I'm just gonna cross off my pink yarn, and then I'm gonna yarn over onto this yarn, which is the dark pink yarn, and I'm gonna pull through the both loops. So I change to the pink, and then after I'm gonna count that how many boxes I have left after the purple one. So I'm gonna count over here. So let's just count. I have total of 9 boxes after the color light pink. So I'm gonna insert my hook into the next stitch, and carrying on to the yarn tail and the old yarn color, and then place a single crochet, and just place single crochets all across until you reach the end. I have 9, so yours might be different from mine, so just place 9, or how many boxes you have after the color change. So just place all across, carrying on to both yarn tail. Cotton yarn, and this yarn is different from what I usually use to make my projects, but honestly this yarn is way more softer than the acrylic one. So first we're going to start by separating a longer tail of the yarn from the yarn ball, like along this big, or you can separate it for in case you need more yarn tail, because for this time we're also going to work onto the yarn tail as well as the working yarn. So this big is right, and we're gonna place this yarn and yarn tail, long yarn tail to your right and yarn ball to the left. So first we're gonna start making the slip knot. Nothing we have to do in it, just we're gonna start by making a slip knot. Only difference I'm gonna tell you later. So first start by making a slip knot as normal as we do. First we're gonna grab onto the working yarn, twist our fingers, and for this yarn end over here, this is the yarn end, we're gonna hold onto this like this and tie like this. So pull everything. So we know how to make a slip knot, and now you're gonna slide your hook into this loop over here, and to adjust the sides of the loop, you're just gently gonna pull the working yarn like this, like how we did normally slip knot. And so now I'm gonna show you how it will work. So first, and the yarn below your middle finger, and you're holding on to these two fingers is the yarn tail, and you're gonna work onto the both of them. So yarn over after having two loops, pull through both loops that are on your hook like this. And now we're gonna do it for a desired length. So go under the yarn tail, bring this yarn tail on top of our hook. So now I got two loops left on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over on the working yarn, pull through both loops that are left on my hook. So I'm gonna show you a few more times. Bring this yarn and on top of my hook, having two loops. It's basically kind of looking like a V on your hook, V. So after having two loops, yarn over on the working yarn, pull through both loops that are left on your hook like this. And now let's do it again. Bring your yarn and longer yarn and on top of your hook, yarn over on the working yarn, pull through both loops on our hook like this. And you're gonna continue doing this until you have a desired length for your bow. So bring the yarn end on top of your hook. Once you bring the yarn on top of your hook, you're gonna yarn over on the working yarn and pull through both loops. So there's nothing different from how we usually chain. Just for this time, we are first gonna bring this yarn end on top of our hook, and then after having two loops on our hook, we're gonna yarn over the working yarn. So that will create a ribbon texture over here like this. V's over here and V's on the opposite side, and you'll have a V's all over your piece. So bring your yarn and on top of your hook. Now having two loops, you're gonna yarn over the working yarn, pull through both loops that are left on your hook, and now you're gonna continue doing this until you have a longer end. And how to unravel it, you're just gonna make a thing and you think that it's longer one, so you're gonna just gently pull the working yarn, which is over here coming from index finger, so it will unravel the chain and like this. So let's hook. Now you have two loops left on your hook. You're gonna yarn over, pull through both loops that are left on your hook and make it again. So this is the same. You're gonna do this for more times, so you'll have a longer enough piece to tie a bow in it, like tie a bow like this in it. So you're gonna continue doing this until you have your desired ring for it. And now after you think that you have a longer enough piece to tie a bow in it, you can just stick your hand out which was holding these two tails, and now you're gonna hold them together. So first you're gonna hold on to these two tails together with your these two fingers, middle finger, ring finger and pinky, and you're going behind with these two yarn tails over here and hold on to your piece with these two fingers. So like this, you have two yarns ends over here, and now you're gonna chain on them. So yarn over on these two yarns and pull through the loop on it like this, and then now you're gonna pull a big loop, so around this big or maybe this big like this, and just cut these two ends together like this, and you're just gonna stick out both of the yarn ends and pull this chain, so you have a tighter chain to secure it. And to make it more secure, then I'm gonna double knot them like this. So double knot them, and now you're gonna face the back side of your piece. So you think this is the back side, I guess, with a wonky thing like this. You're gonna thread up one of the tail, or you're gonna thread both tails through the darning needle. Thread both of the tails through the darning needle. So like this. Threading both of the tails through the darning needle. So you're gonna face the side of your piece. So guess this one. And now you're gonna go into any loop that you can go into, like any loop, but just the back loop, like how you weave in, but this time you're weaving in with both of the tails and in a thinner piece. So go through one or two loops like this, and after this you're just gonna pull your darning needle out, so like this and this. So you've hidden these ends over here, and now you also have excess yarn ends. You're gonna cut them together from here like this. So yeah, we are done, and now we're gonna tie a bow over here. So everyone knows how to do it, but I'm gonna show you. So first you make two loops on your these two both index fingers of right and left hand. After making these two loops, you're gonna tie a knot on those loops over here like this, or you can do it for both index fingers of right and left hand. After making these two loops, you're gonna tie a knot on those loops over here like this, or you can do it for any way you wanna do, but I like this way. This is normal and easier to do, so like this. And then after this, you're just gonna adjust it by pulling both of them together, so like this, adjust it then. So now we are finally done with our piece, and so this is the end of our video. And if you like my tutorials, a great thumbs up for them, and if you want to watch more of my videos, go to my channel and subscribe it. So I hope you learn much more of it. So bye, wait till tomorrow for the next tutorial. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video we will be making the granny square, solid granny square, and this tutorial is for absolute beginners, so the people who never tried crocheting or just started, so this tutorial is perfect for them. Materials I'm using is a 3mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, and flip my hand. You can see there are two parallel lines. So I'm gonna call this the first loop and this the second loop throughout the video. So now you can see there are two parallel lines. You're gonna flip your hand again, and you're gonna stick this yarn tail. You have a yarn tail over here. You're gonna stick it to the left,
and secure it over here from your thumb. So basically you can see that you've created a cross over here at the bottom and two parallel lines at the front. And you're gonna go through the first loop. This is the first loop, this is the second loop. You're gonna go through the first loop and pick up the second loop and pull it through. So you have something that looks like this and rotate your hook, and you're gonna grab onto this working yarn which is over here at the bottom of my thumb, and this yarn which is at the bottom of my thumb, it is also connected to the yarn ball. So I'm gonna yarn over, and to yarn over I go behind the yarn. Over here I go behind, over and top. I basically wrap the yarn, working yarn around my hook and pull through the loop. Now let's do it for 2 more times. Yarn over on the working yarn, pull through the loop on our hook. Now let's do it for the last time. Yarn over on the working yarn, pull through the loop on the hook. So chaining is that easy, not so much. So let's start by making the first side of this granny square. To make it, we're gonna start by making the double crochet stitch. So to make it, we're gonna yarn over on the working yarn, insert my hook into this ring, this magic ring, chain, yarn over on the working yarn, pull through the loop on the hook, yarn over the working yarn, pull through the loop on the hook. So after chaining, I'm gonna insert 3 more double crochets again, yarn over, insert my hook into the ring, yarn over, pull through. Now we got 3 loops left on our hook. We're gonna yarn over, pull through the first 2, and yarn over, pull through the second 2, left 2. So this is the second side. Now we're gonna yarn over again, insert my hook into this magic ring, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now we got 3 loops left on our hook. We're gonna yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. Now we got 2 loops left on our hook. We're gonna yarn over and then pull through the all 2 loops that are left on our hook. So this is our second double crochet. Now we're gonna make it for the last time. Yarn over, insert my hook into this ring, yarn over, pull through. Now we got 3 loops left on our hook. We're gonna yarn over, pull through the first 2, and yarn over, pull through the second 2. So after making these 3 double crochets, we're gonna again chain 2. Basically repeat what we done over here and place another 3 double crochets, yarn over, insert my hook into this magic ring, yarn over, pull through. Now we got 3 loops left on our hook. We're gonna yarn over and then pull through the first 2 loops at a time over here. Now we got 2 loops left on our hook. We're gonna yarn over, pull through the left of the 2 loops. So now let's do it again. Yarn over, insert my hook into the ring, and yarn over, pull up a loop. Now we got 3 loops on our hook. We're gonna yarn over, pull through the first 2 and pull through the second 2. So this is, we're gonna make it, we're gonna repeat this pattern over here. Let's place the third double crochet, yarn over, insert my hook into this ring, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now we got 3 loops left on our hook. Yarn over, pull through first 2, and then yarn over, pull through the left of the 2 loops. So now we're gonna make the very last side with the 4th side of this the second 2. So this is, we've made the 2 double crochets, and we will gonna push these double crochets towards the right, and we will gonna chain 2 over here. Chain 2 to continue this gap. Don't need to close up them. So let's start. Yarn over, insert my hook into the same hole, yarn over, pull through, and first 2 and pull through the second 2. So this is, we've made the 2 double crochets, and we will gonna push these double over here. So this part you can see there are 3 double crochets. On this part, I'm gonna push these stitches over here, and I'm gonna place the double crochets, only double crochets on top of the double crochets. Like this, I'm on my last one. So now I've done making the square. I've done making it, and for now
we will gonna slip stitch. So you can see there are two V's over here. We chain two. This is the first V. This is very small, and one on top of it, it's a pretty little big, so it's the second V. These are the two chains, and you can see 1, 2, 3. This chain, this V over here, on top of this double crochet, this is the first chain, this is the first stitch, and we're gonna go through this loop and yarn over, pull through. This is the place we're gonna double crochet through the whole gray square. So I brought up a loop on my left. I'm gonna use this loop to pull through this loop like this and tighten it. Tightening is very, very important. So now let's make more rounds. Chain 2 to give the height to this double crochet. Now first you need to make the double crochet. So you're gonna place 2 double crochets, yarn over. You can see a little hole over here. This is the first stitch. Insert my hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull through. Now we've got 3 loops left on our hook. We will gonna yarn over, pull through the first 2, and then pull through the second 2. So now let's do it again. Yarn over, insert my hook into this V over here and make the double crochet. And now, since I've reached the corner, I'm gonna do it the same that I did. I'm gonna place first 2 double crochets into this hole over here. Over here, 2 more. And after them, I'm gonna chain 2 again and place 2 more double crochets into the same hole. So for this corner, everything is same. Now after this, after the hole, I've reached this part where we need to place the double crochets, only double crochets, no chain 2. So you can see you just need to push these stitches over here, and you can see a V over here. It was hidden. You're gonna yarn over, insert hook into this V, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now we've got 3 loops left on our hook. We're gonna yarn over, pull through first 2, pull through second 2, and continue making double crochets until you reach this corner. Now I've reached the corner, and you don't make this double crochets on top of these V's. Okay, make sure this is only for the V's that are on top of the double crochets. You just need to place double crochet on top of the double crochet. So let's move on to the corner step. We're gonna yarn over, insert a hook into this gap, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now we've got 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through first 2, pull through second 2, and do it again in the same gap. And after this, we were gonna chain 2 and place the double crochet into this hole. Yarn over, insert my hook into this hole, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now we've got 3 loops left on our hook. We're gonna yarn over, pull through first 2, pull through the second 2. So now let's move on to the last double crochet of this hole of this corner. So we've done making this to this part over here. We have a total of 7 double crochets over here. So push them over here and place the double crochet on top of the double crochet. Just place them until you reach the corner like this. And I'm sure that everybody had gone through this. Like this. And I'm in the last stitch on them. Over here on the last stitch, place the crochet. And now I'm gonna do the corner part. So yarn over, insert my hook into the hole over here and place double crochet, and then place another double crochet into this hole again and chain 2 and place like this. And I've reached this, and I'm gonna make double crochets, only the simple double crochets, no chaining 2 over here, just the double crochets.
like this. Place until you don't reach the corner. And the last one. So now I've made the double crochets, the 7 double crochets, and now I'm on the corner part. I'm gonna yarn over and start my into magic ring. Into this whole yarn over, pull up a loop. Now we've got 3 loops left on our hook. We're gonna yarn over, pull through the first 2 and pull through the second 2 and make it again. This is the same, and chain 2, place 2 more double crochets into this space, into this hole over here. So this is how we make the part of the hole of the corner, and push these, place double crochets on top of the double crochets like this. And place the very last one. And now I'm finally done with my round. So let's first finish off this round. You can see there are 2 V's over here. On top of these 2 V's there's a V. We're gonna go through this V, the third V, and we're gonna slip stitch and it tightly, pull up a big loop tightly to tighten it. And so this is how we make the granny square. Just pull these corners to make it a little fine shape. So this is the square, and if you want to make the square a bit bigger or a smaller, so it's the same. If you want to make it bigger, you just need to place double crochets on top of the double crochets, and if you reach the corner, you're gonna place 2 double crochet first, chain 2, and then place 2 more, and then push the. After pushing, you can see a V over here. This is the first thing. I'm gonna double crochet and again the corner part and again. So this is the same. If you wanna make more of the rounds, you can make more of them. Everything is the same in this granny square. Or if you wanna make the last round a small granny square, so you can just finish off over here. So now I've done off my round. I think that it's the last round, and you can stop anywhere you can wanna stop. So I'm gonna show you how to fasten it off after the last stitch. After the last stitch, you're gonna pull up a really big loop over here and cut it from here, and the remaining yarn pull through. And now we're gonna make an invisible joint over here. So over here we're gonna connect this. We usually connect by using a slip knot, but now I'm gonna show you how to connect. So the yarn, you can see over here, the yarn tip that we cut it just now. You're gonna thread through your darning needle, and after threading, you're just simply going into the V, into the first stitch of your round. So you can see basically these are 2 stitches and one on top of it. This is the third V also from here, from the starting, and this is the first stitch also. So you're gonna go through it as normal as we go, and you're gonna go to the last stitch again. So the last stitch, you can see there is a V. You're gonna go through the back loop of the V. So this is the last stitch, thus we're gonna go through the back loop of it and pull it through, so it will create a V like normal V's. It has created a V, and so this is the joint, this is the invisible joint that we make in granny squares, and you can make it over here after this and after this last stitch, or after this, it's up to you. So for this yarn tail over here, I'm gonna hide it through. I'm gonna make a knot over here. So to make it, we're gonna pick up any random glue from the back bumpy side